Okay, I want to save you some time of your life with this video and podcast episode because I'm going to be talking about All the Light We Cannot See on Netflix. It's a 4-part limited series and it's based on the novel, which had a lot of success. And it had a Pulitzer Prize, okay? It was written by Anthony Doerr. Number one, of course I'm going to watch it because I watch everything military and war related, including documentaries. So I was like, okay, I'm watching this 100%. Secondly, Mark Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo is there. I'm like, this is gonna be good. There's no way around it. This has to be good. Let me know in the comments what you thought, because number one, I have to say, I started watching this, right? It was evening and I had like the perfect atmosphere to watch like a Second World War drama. So I was in my bed, watching this, dark around, and I see these opening scenes and the whole like cinematography and color grading and like lighting. It's very cinematic. Very cinematic. And I was thinking, oh my God, like I wish I was in the cinema. So it's too cinematic for my laptop screen, by the way. But I was like, okay, well, what can I do about it? Nothing. So I'm like, this is 100% cinematic. Like, wow. Like, I'm already impressed. And my laptop screen could not appreciate the cinematography. So I was like, maybe it's a little wasted for a limited series on Netflix. Anyway, I'm watching it, right? And right from the beginning, what strikes me is horrible acting. What am I watching? Like Sunday drama school or something. So I don't know where they found the actors. I'm not talking about Mark Ruffalo, obviously. Where they found the actors who are so bad. And I'm not the only one thinking that. So if I look at The Guardian, 2 stars out of 5. When I look at Rotten Tomatoes, 28% tomato meter, 3.7 on IMDb. Basically, everybody's like, this is just bad acting. And they're right. Obviously, Mark Ruffalo does the job and saves the whole thing, but you can't save the whole thing just with one actor. Just like, interesting article I've read recently was about Love and Death by, obviously in a leading role, Elizabeth Olsen, and amazing actress, by the way, with Jesse Plemons. And still this Love and Death series was not a huge success because the market is oversaturated. It's all oversaturated. So it's too much stuff online and people kind of like watch it and they like forget about it in 5 minutes and they're watching something else. Or maybe they don't even notice. It's like there's something like that coming out. So it's really difficult. And that article was really interesting because it said like not even Elizabeth Olsen amazing performance can save it's TV, even though like it's streaming, but like TV series. It's funnily like I read this like a week ago and then I'm looking at Mark Ruffalo. Streaming services draw big names, and especially not only for film, but also for series recently. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna watch this. And he was amazing, 100% amazing in that. However, everything else was terrible. And I have to admit, I did not even make it until the end of part 1. And trust me, I have tried for 3 days to get through it, and I'm like, I can't do it. Number 1, absolutely not believable situations from the Second World War. Even like shooting the waiter. The waiter is there serving like SS officer, and it's just him and him. 2 guys, and he's eating. Like what you can do when your city is bombarded 24/7. You just like, it's not like when you get rid of this officer, somebody's gonna put you to jail. Like everybody's trying to find cover. So he could like take him out very easily. And he didn't, and he got shot and killed. And I was just like, really? Like, just take the fork. I'm like, okay, she's the main character, which is probably the worst actor of all of them, is, bless her, is a girl, and she's transmitting on the radio to find, like, to give and send message to her father, which is Mark Ruffalo. And she's transmitting, right? And basically every time she does it to send messages to the allies. So like cryptic messages. So she always reads a chapter of the book, and the allies kind of like understand like what's going on, what's the plan. Makes perfect sense, right? By the way, the whole story is false. It's fiction, 100%. Obviously, this would never happen. So she's, reading the chapters from the book, and every time she does that, obviously German officers and like military radio people can actually like discover her and find her. Like there's a like transmission going on radio, and they can find her if she's not careful. So she does these cryptic messages, which you have to do because like you have to send message to allies, but then you like all of a sudden just start transmitting and like just saying like, oh dad, if you can hear me, I want to say that I miss you, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you're gonna get killed, bitch. Like, stop doing this nonsense. And she almost gets discovered by this crazy Nazi just because she wants to send a message to her father, who is probably long dead, And I'm just like, this is so just not believable at all. Maybe as a book, yes, but definitely not as a series for the laptop screens, let's say. So the whole thing is just like, just so painful to watch. And I really don't want to put it down because I like all those sorts of like series about the war and everything. And obviously Mark Ruffalo is in it. But it's just horrible. I cannot say how bad it is. I cannot say it enough. So it's literally like, I like the Guardian review. Prepare for twee acting, woeful script, and accents that get worse and worse. Like, I get it. It literally talks about the scene I just described you, like the SS surgeon eating oysters and then kills the waiter who could actually kill him like in 5 seconds long before. It is terrible. The acting is almost uniformly bad. The dialogue gets worse and worse, or if it's von Rumpel's, all nuance is lost, all thought has been excised, and it feels both drearily slow and stupidly rushed. Maybe this superficial self-indulgent mess would have come over more favorably if a war hadn't just broken out again in the real world. But them's the break. But there are, on Rotten Tomatoes, right? It has 82% of audience score. And I couldn't be more surprised because how can you actually like this is beyond me. Maybe you're a big Mark Ruffalo fan, I don't know. But it's just objectively bad. Objectively bad. And I'm not gonna go through more episodes because it's just... It makes absolutely no sense. The whole thing just makes no sense. Zero. And it's as believable as me playing in the NHL one day. I hope I saved you some time from your life. If you watched it, let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Let me know if you want me to review something else as well. So, and subscribe.